Hey, did you know it's a great day to wear a watch?
What's up, Schwartz Force? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I missed y'all. Normally, we hear Timex and we all get happy, but in this case, oh, Timex. It's broken. Broken. I don't know what to tell you. Sucks because I love Timex. They hold a special place in my heart, as I'm sure they do in yours. I've never really had any problems, but that watch there has a big problem. It's not keeping time. And what's crazy is, I'll explain more a little bit later in the video, but like I could not for the life of me figure out what this watch's problem was. Very elusive kind of issue. I would set the right time, come back later, wrong time. Like what? And I timed it 60 seconds in a minute. It's ticking along fine. I couldn't figure it out. Finally did, and you'll see what I mean here in a little bit. But I promise you guys a full review on it, and that's what I'm gonna give you today. Now, of course, in case if you're new to the channel, my name's Dave. May the Schwartz be with you. And hey, did you know? It's a great day to wear a watch. Today I have on my Blancpain 50 Fathoms homage by Reef Tiger, the RGA 3035. This thing is a stunner. I love this watch. We're rocking on the wrist today. All right, without further ado, let's light Timex up. Boom. All right, guys, so here we have our Timex. Let's start off with some dimensions as we always do. So this particular watch, we're looking at a case diameter of just right at 40 millimeters. If we include the crown, it's gonna put us just at 43.2. Lug to lug height on this one is coming in at 49 millimeters. And case thickness with the flat mineral crystal is putting us just at about 10.5 millimeters. Now the lug on this is 20 millimeters, so we got plenty of strap swap options for this particular watch, and this model comes on this nylon green NATO strap. What I really like about this particular strap is that it has pretty decent hardware. I like that it's high polish, even though the case itself is this brushed satin finish. I like that pop of high polish we have underneath. You can even see in the back of the lugs how they're high polish, and then the hardware is high polish too. It just gives it a nice little pop, and I really do like that. Now, as we get up close on the dial, you see this cream colored dial with nice red and black accenting. I just love this. This is what drew me to this particular watch the most. Now, I came across this website. I'm going to show it here on the screen. I came across this website that was talking about the original Timex vintage kind of military style watch. And you'll notice that the popular model, that particular model, was the black dial with the yellow accents and just that red and black, and just really popped. That was obviously an automatic movement. You can still find some of those used online. Timex does have the Todd Snyder reissue of that design, so if you want to pick one up, I'll put a link down in the description for you, of course. But I personally like the look with this color. To me, it's just very easy to read. We have these nice Arabic numerals around at each hour in black, and everything is painted on the dial. So it's a very simple case shape, as you see here, with the brushed finishing. The finishing is done actually really well, and I like that there's this stepped pattern here with the bezel. Smooth bezel, a very basic kind of look to it, and then you'll notice the crown also has this sandblasted type of finish to it. Nice coin edge on there. It's not a screw down crown, it's just a simple push-pull crown. Of course, there's only one position. Since this only has a time function, there is no date on the dial, which again I like. So solid stainless steel case back. We see there the battery reference number CR2016, very common in a lot of quartz watches. And then we have a water resistance of only 50 meters. Would have been nice to have seen a water resistance at 100 meters so you could get into the water with this. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to field watches or any type of watch that you would think should be rugged. You should be able to get into the water with, whether it's, you know, in a river, at the beach, going swimming, whatever the case may be. I just personally would like to see minimum 100 meters water resistance on these watches, but that's just me. The strap itself seems made really well. I like this kind of nylon weave pattern that it has. We see nice simple stitching in that matching kind of olive green color, and I think that pairs up nicely with the overall aesthetic of the dial and design. After spending some time with the watch, you'll notice that obviously along this chapter ring, we have split seconds and then the minute markers that are printed on the dial. We also have increments of 5 at each hour marker going along the dial. And of course our military time starting at 13 all the way to 2400 hours on the inner chapter ring. Really cool. So you get a lot of information on this dial, but at a glance, especially if I hold it further away, you'll notice that the split seconds in between each hour kind of make a curved line. And so it kind of gives this dodecagon, I think I'm saying that right, this dodecagon look to it. And I only catch it at a glance. It's almost like an optical illusion because it almost looks like they're straight lines when actually they're curved. Just really cool. And then of course this cross here in the middle of the dial gives again more symmetry, and then the broad arrow, kind of a nod to the British Ministry of Defense. Really cool touch. Again, I mentioned in the unboxing how that reminds me of the Bond No Time to Die watch from Omega. So I think that's what really caught my eye with this one. We see Timex branding at 12 o'clock. Now this is a simple three-handed movement. Obviously quartz, as you see it ticking away there. Red needle second hand looks great. And then these baton hour markers, like that the minute touches all the way to the chapter ring. And there is a lume applied. It's not very good, but it is there. I'll show you a lume shot here now. And let's talk about the issue with this watch, because you see it ticking away and everything looks fine. But what I had to do to determine, because I would set the time on the watch, pick it up the next day, for example, and the time would be wrong by hours. And I could never figure out, okay, it's not running fast or slow by just a few minutes. This thing is wrong completely, so it's not even usable. But every time I would set it and look at it, it was keeping time fine. And I just couldn't figure out where it was having a problem. So I set my phone to do a time-lapse recording of this. I'm going to show it to you here. And you'll notice the minute hand, everything's moving along fine. And then there's just one particular point where it just gets stuck. So even though the second hand is rotating through minute after minute, that minute hand just does not move. And so I'm guessing that happens intermittently, just randomly. I'm not sure if it's a set particular point along the time when it does that, but regardless, this is not working. So I have the box here. I'm going to be sending this back to the seller through eBay and getting my money back. I haven't decided yet if I want to pick up a replacement or if I just want to get my cash back and buy something different. Guys, thanks for sticking with me through this video. Give it a thumbs up if you've been enjoying it so far. And question of the day, let me know in the comments, have you ever purchased a watch new or used and have issues with it? And if so, like, what did you experience, and were you able to get a refund or exchange it? I'd love to hear your experiences as well. I really enjoy that about the comment section the most. So thanks for chiming in. And let me go ahead and give you my final thoughts on this watch here. So final thoughts. I think for the money, great bang for buck. You know, it's very simple, but that's what is part of its charm. It's not overly complicated, but it looks good. I think it's small enough to wear with most wrist sizes without any issues. And of course, 20mm lug width. It's a strap monster. You can throw all different types of strap materials and it's gonna look just fine. So let me know what you guys think. Drop me a comment down below. And of course, guys, I would love to see more of you in the future, so please consider subscribing to the channel. You can do so by tapping my logo right over here. And of course, if you enjoyed this review, check these out. I know you'll enjoy them as well. But until next time, may the Schwartz be with you. Take care.